What is up, hooligans? And happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. We're going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. First, I'm going to give a huge shout out to Manna. Thank you for gifting subs and sending support over on YouTube yesterday. You're a badass, Manna. Thank you so much for your support. We're going to be starting out with this video titled, DOJ warns Kennedy Center could be knocked down if renovations are blocked. They're trying to say it's dilapidated inside, and so if they want to keep fighting about these renovations, they'll just knock the whole building down, which is interesting. Then we have a video titled, Meta Trial Ends with $17 billion hair settlement. And some new restrictions that parents can put on Facebook if your kid's on Facebook. Then we got a video titled, July ICE arrest numbers mark highest monthly total on Trump's second term. They busted 50 border crossers. And we're going to play that as a doubly. The second part of the doubly there, Texas judge refuses to hold ICE agent in jail. They're talking about the ICE agent. This is technically a follow-up. The ICE agent that was trying to get the border crosser, and they were scuffling on the ground in front of the porch. Border crosser got up, ran into the house. ICE agent shot into the house. And now Minnesota wants to get him, and Texas isn't willing to extradite him. Then we got a video titled, Accused Ballot-Stuffer Surprising Courtroom Move. This piece of shit's facing 500 years in prison. Then we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Ghostly, and it's titled, Khajiit has wares if you have coin. Then getting back into the news, we got a video titled, MAGA activists doused with blue paint during chaotic clash with protesters in LA Starbucks. Now I don't know who these MAGA live streamers are that they're talking about. They seem kind of, I don't know, I'm not going to give my opinion, but I've never seen these guys. As far as I know, they're not actually boots on the ground, but they were getting roughed up by, I don't know, some lefties. Then we got a video titled, Flock Cameras Help Crack Vero Beach Murder Case as Suspect Captured in West Virginia. Now, they tracked this guy down, but they want to give all the praise to flock cameras because, God forbid, you don't put out flock camera propaganda during this week. Then we got a video titled, Montana Man Kills 8 Relatives During Sunday Dinner. They don't exactly know why, but they kind of know why. Did you clock in? Huh? He's like, where's my fancy fees? You better go lay down. Then for the last little bit of the news, it is lefties losing it. And it is Rita. Today it's titled, Jelly Roll Tries to Win Over Liberal Crowd with Lame Trump Joke. Why would anybody want to win over the liberals? Then we're going to be getting into the fun stuff. We get our 2 funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Colty, and it's titled, It's Flopping Around. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Donnie, and it's titled, He's Deliberating. All of that's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see how you hooligans are doing today. And what is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Zero? What's up, Guesson? What's up, Ghostly? What's up, Snooks? What's up, Green Eyes? What's up, Wrench? What's up, 10 Man? And what's up, Hair Juicer? Happy freedom, you hooligans. I appreciate all of you guys being on the website. And what is up, everyone over on Rumble? Green Eyes, you were first today. Happy freedom to you. I appreciate you raising the chat. Appreciate you being omnipresent. You're awesome. What's up, Elder Zoomer? Happy freedom to you. What's up, MU? Happy freedom to you. Ranch, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. Let me see. Scrolling through here. What's up, Fridley Texan? Happy freedom to you. What's up, H-Big? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Pickles? Happy freedom. You guys are welcome to hit that like button over on Rumble. See if you can get us back on the front page. And what is up, everyone over on the GoofTube? Bright Mind, you were first today. Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mike Turner? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Master Dork? Happy freedom. Let me see. What's up, Feeling Froggy? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom to you. Let me see. Klaus Dan just need to chill out. And what is up, everyone over on Kick? Meta, you're omnipresent. Feeling Froggy, you were omnipresent. Happy freedom to both you hooligans. Appreciate you guys. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? Happy freedom to you hooligans. And what is up, everyone over on Pilled? Happy freedom to you hooligans. What's up, everyone over on Blaze? And what is up, everyone over on X? Happy freedom to you hooligans. Let's go ahead and get into things. Like I said, we're going to be starting off with this first video here. Talking about the DOJ giving out a warning the Kennedy Center will get these renovations or it will get knocked down. And they got their reasons, their justifications, I guess. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
The fight over the Kennedy Center just got a lot bigger than the name on the building. In a court filing this week, DOJ attorneys called the 55-year-old center structurally unsound and embarrassing. They warned that if President Trump doesn't get his way with repairs, the center will deteriorate further into an unsafe, decrepit structure that will be required to be taken down altogether and replaced, perhaps, by a large outdoor amphitheater.
We're at the Kennedy Center. Needs a lot of work.
Trump wants to close the center for renovations for 2 years. Opponents argue only Congress can make that call.
It's not his personal portfolio.
Rebecca Miller runs the D.C. Preservation League, one of the groups that filed suit. I interviewed her recently for CBS Sunday Morning.
The president says that the Kennedy Center is dilapidated, that it's going to fall down, essentially, if he doesn't do something. Is that true?
That's not true. They have facility plans that are from 2021 and 2022 that they can follow, and none of them contemplated closing the center for this full-scale renovation.
The Kennedy Center, named for the late President Kennedy, features a Carrara marble exterior. Inside, there are grand halls, massive chandeliers, and 3 main theaters. The battle over its future has already taken a heavy toll on ticket sales. In June, a judge ordered that Trump's name be taken off the building. A tarp still blocks that spot.
We had a judge who's totally conflicted, but that's all right. He's a totally conflicted judge, should be ashamed of himself.
The question remains, would the administration ever actually go through with this and tear down the Kennedy Center? They did unexpectedly tear down the East Wing here at the White House last year. Nancy Cordes, CBS News, the White House.
Did she say her name was Nancy Board Ass? Well, damn. Flat as a board. Pancake ass. Anyways, they're saying the DOJ is giving out a warning that if I could read, Jesus loves this, Kennedy Center could be demolished if it doesn't get these renovations that President Trump wants. They say it's dilapidated and it's not structurally sound. If they don't renovate it, they're going to put focus on tearing it down. Now, whoever that woman is, no, it's not Mrs. Flat Ass. That was the reporter. Whoever that woman is, she claims that Trump's a liar. The place is doing great. There's nothing wrong with it. He just wants to get his way, which I think could be true. I don't know. Then we got a video titled Meta Trial. Yeah, it is trial. Meta Trial ends with $17 billion hair settlement. We're just going to get right into this. That last one is technically a follow-up. All right, $17 billion. I think I said million. $17 billion here is being paid out by Meta because their products are addicting to kids. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
A landmark settlement today in the trial of Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram. Prosecutors accuse the tech giant of designing the apps to be addictive to children and teenagers.
And
Look at his pocket square. He's styling today. Anyways.
The company today agreed to pay up to $18 billion total to states including New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut.
But more importantly, Meta also agreed to make sweeping changes to the apps to alter how young users interact, including blocking access to the sites for anyone under 18 between midnight and 6 a.m., eliminating push notifications during school hours, and stronger parental controls that allow parents to control their children's news feed.
Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis is in Greenberg with more. Marcus?
Well, Sandra and Joe, Meta admitted no wrongdoing in this settlement, but it did agree to the single largest payout ever by a company. Now, for the attorneys general who sued and grieving families, they say this was more than just about money. In California,
you feel like you're never good enough, you're never pretty enough, and and then they tell you that suicide is kind of a viable option.
And Connecticut.
She felt like she needed to be perfect, and there's no perfect, She was perfect how she was.
Grieving mothers reacting to today's historic settlement between Meta and the states that sued the social media giant.
We're making Meta pay.
To the tune of $17 billion. But more than money, Meta will fundamentally change how minors can access Facebook and Instagram. The lawsuit brought by 51 attorneys general argued the app's algorithms are designed to hook kids, endangering their mental health.
The shocking content, the violent content, the stuff that really draws you and keeps you addicted to the platform.
Users under 18 will be limited to 2 hours access per day, with no access available between midnight and 6 a.m. Push notifications will be blocked during school hours and from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. There'll be a ban on displaying likes and other reactions to posts, a block on cosmetic filters, and parents can set a non-algorithmic feed to prevent so-called infinite scrolling. Changes that 16-year-old Madeline Pollenberg and her mom think will help.
If it basically forces me to stop, I think it'd be better for my mental health, and just because otherwise I wouldn't be able, I would just want to keep going.
They see what other kids are up to. Like when I was a kid, if you weren't invited, you didn't know, but now kids see everything, so they feel more left out.
Well, Meta says it wants to work with other social media companies, TikTok, Snapchat, to create some sort of industry standard. And if those other companies agree as well, some of those restrictions will tighten even further. We're live in Greenburgh. Marcus Solis, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay. Well, they're saying that Meta has agreed to a landmark $17 billion settlement with 47 states and D.C. They always do that. 47 and D.C., but these 48 states here, ending this federal trial over allegations that Facebook and Instagram are designed to be addictive and harmful to minors, which I think is interesting because I think TikTok is way more addicting, but that's kind of owned by the government at this point, and they don't care about that, so, whatever's whatever. But either way, they're saying that parents will now be able to set the platform limitations of 2 hours a day. There will be no access during nighttime hours. They say from midnight to 6 in the morning. But if your kid's awake from midnight to 6 in the morning, they're not 18, you should be whooping your own ass, I guess, at that point. They're saying that there will be no push notifications during school hours, which that should already be a thing. Ban on displaying likes, so how many likes you have, how many likes somebody else has, which that's always been a problem with minors and social media. Parents have been going to court for that forever. They're going to be banning filters. I think they should just ban filters altogether, especially on dating apps. Parents can turn off the algorithm, which I think is also very interesting that they add that as a feature. But if you just whoop your kid's ass and just don't let them do things they ain't supposed to do, you don't need to really learn how to set up these features on Facebook. But I mean, that's, it's the path you want to take. But that's okay. Next up, July ICE arrest number marks highest month total of Trump's second term. They busted 50,000 border crossers in July. That's the high score for, like I said, President Trump's second term. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat. See what you hooligans think about DOJ giving a warning that the Kennedy Center will either be renovated or it will be knocked down, as well as Meta paying out $17 billion doll hairs and put a new lineup of parental controls on the app so your child can scroll less. Just a little cocaine is better than a lot of cocaine, or you could just not let them do it at all, but whatever. Anyways, reading through. Green eyes, kids should be playing outside till the street lights come on. Yeah, I agree. Snugs, parents are not always able to be with their kids 24/7. Yeah. What you do is you just stick a little tracking device on that fucker and a recording device, like a fancy little pen or something like that. You take their phone away. They don't have enough money to buy a new phone because it costs as much as a new car. So, I don't know. There's ways. And then there's always whipping their ass, but, you just... It's between you and your kid. What's up, Zero? Happy freedom to you. I see so many children just handed a phone, iPad, because parents don't want to make them behave. Yeah. Snugs, Meta has the money. F them and let them pay. Yeah, I agree. Guess you didn't know they had Facebook and Minds? Yeah, they say the miners down there, they got a huge thing for Facebook, Well, hair juicer, I'm not a stripper. What's up, High Plains Drifter? And thank you so much for the $10 hairs over on Rumble. You're a badass. Thank you so much for your support. It says, hey, good to see you, hooligans. It's good to see you, hooligan. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. What's up, Shane? Happy freedom to you. Shane, parents blaming others. Yeah. It's kind of, it's trendy right now. Like that woman has strangled her 3 kids and they all blame the husband and shit. Just, I don't know. I don't try to correct the behavior. I just try not to do business with it. What's up, Trickster? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Angry God? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Cass? Happy freedom. What's up, Magic Moon? Happy freedom to you. Appreciate all of you hooligans sliding through. Make sure you hit that like button. I just drifted a tart alert. Oh no. We should get a soundbite or something for that. Pickles should have happened years ago. Yeah. I don't know. I think that they should put age restrictions on all social media. And I know the kids will get around it and whatever, but I think that would just eliminate everything. Why put all these parental controls and shit if you just eliminate minors being on your platform? And if you think about it, it's because they want minors on their platform, which is very strange. It's very strange. The cheekiest chops, you're over here. You're all in one rocking a badge over on YouTube, strutting around, shoving that badge right in their face. And I like it. What's up, Kimba? Happy freedom to you. High Plains Drifter, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. Kimba, they're all owned by the government? Yeah, more or less. TikTok is partially owned by Oracle, though, and that's like some sort of surveillance or some shit. I feel like TikTok is the closest to the government. I also think it's the most addictive platform, because when you try to leave TikTok, if you hit the back button, if you got an Android and you have a back button, when you try to back out of TikTok, it just takes you back to the top of the page, refreshes the timeline, and shows you whatever's next, instead of actually letting you out of the app. And there's been times where I've gotten out of the app and then felt relieved, like I escaped the scrolling. And that's what tells me instinctually that TikTok is pretty fucking addictive. Feel Froggy, what is the Kennedy Center? Is it a meeting place? I think it's it's a theater of sorts. It's got 3 theaters inside. I think they do plays and things you would do on a stage like that, and sort of historical stuff, almost like a museum. I might be wrong. I've only seen it through the screen, so I don't know much other than what we've covered in the news. What's up, Sandra's Library? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Southern Eagleman? Happy freedom to you. Thank you so much for continuing the membership program over on Twitch for 26 months. You're officially a hooligan. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Snooks, the meta settlement could affect YouTube, TikTok, but I don't know how yet. Well, yeah, they're saying that they're trying to create some sort of standardized, I don't know, guidelines for social media or whatever, but they don't accept any liability for shit. I'm kind of surprised that they were even able to get them on this, but that's what happens, I guess, if you're all excited about having minors on your platform. Thank you so much, High Plains Drifter, for the $20 hairs over on Rumble. You're a badass, High Plains Drifter. Thank you so much for your support. It says America. Fuck yeah. That's right, High Plains Drifter. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. All right, hooligans. Moving to this next one here. Like I said, July ICE arrest numbers marked the highest month total of President Trump's second term. Now, before we get into this, I'm going to remind you, hooligans, really quick. If you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this polled up.
July marked
I think it's his back. I wasn't sure. I was like, what? They got his pants down? What are they doing, man? I think it's his back. Okay, you guys chill out. You just chill her out real quick. Anyways, like I said, 50,000 border crossers arrested in July, and that's the highest score for President Trump. Round 2 in the White House. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
July marked a new high for ICE arrests during President Donald Trump's second term. Nearly 50,000 people were arrested by ICE in July, making it the agency's highest monthly arrest total of Trump's second term. When Trump returned to office, he promised a major expansion of immigration enforcement and mass deportation. But the administration initially faced a major obstacle: not enough infrastructure and resources to carry out those plans. After months of internal discussion and policy changes, the Trump administration significantly expanded ICE, including its funding. That gave the agency more capacity to focus on arrests and deportations. ICE made more than 5.5 times as many arrests in July as it did in December 2024, the last full month before Trump's return to office. In June, arrests climbed above 43,000, and in July they rose again, reaching nearly 50,000. That represents a 15% increase from June and about a 70% increase from February's low point. The sharp rise appeared to reflect a shift in immigration enforcement tactics. One important change has been an increased reliance on partnerships and agreements with local law enforcement agencies. And with nearly 50,000 arrests in a single month, July now stands as the highest monthly ICE arrest total of President Trump's second term.
Good stuff. Still not 25 million, but, you know, working towards it, I suppose. I wonder what the number will be once we get to the end of the 4 years. Trying to click things and post stuff. There we go. So they're saying 50,000 border crossers have been arrested just in July alone. It's the highest amount of arrests in a single month in President Trump's second term. When I looked it up, it said that it was a 70% increase of a monthly arrest for the border crossers since February. They credit the increase of arrests to cooperation from local law enforcement, which is interesting because it was just yesterday or the day before we covered that New York State banned cooperation from local law enforcement and Fed boys. And so apparently New York doesn't want any of this border crosser arresting goodness going on, but that's okay. Let them have their squalor. Next up, Texas judge refuses to hold ICE agent in jail. And like I said, we're going to play these back to back because it's ICE all day. It's ice, ice, baby. So load up. Load the fuck up, YouTube. I'm already late. We don't need your bullshit. Here we go. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And let's get into this.
Tonight, though, Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty weighing in after a judge in Texas denied Minnesota a temporary restraining order to keep Christian Castro in custody.
Castro is the ICE agent charged in a Minneapolis shooting during Operation Metro Surge. Mike Manzoni joining us live from Minneapolis right now. And so, Mike, what did Moriarty have to say?
Well, Kelsey and Randy, this is, of course, a major setback for her office as well as the Attorney General's office. This ruling a setback for their efforts to try to force that ICE agent to return to Minnesota to face several charges. Minnesota had tried to block a sheriff down in Texas from releasing ICE agent Christian Castro from jail. He's set to get out tomorrow. He had been held there since June on the state's warrant on those charges, but he can only be held for 90 days. Today is day 89, so that is why this is an urgent situation. This all stems from an incident, as you mentioned, back in January during Operation Metro Surge here in Minneapolis. Prosecutors say that Castro fired into a home and then lied about what happened. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty had some strong words for Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
I want to be very clear about what's happening here. Castro is a fugitive from Minnesota. According to the federal government, he lied. He lied about what happened that night on January 14th. In fact, if you'll recall, the federal government, the U.S. Attorney's Office, had filed serious charges against Julio Sosa Solis and another man. They were forced to dismiss those charges, and they acknowledged that Castro lied. As what we've been told is that Castro is also currently under investigation by the federal government. This is the person Governor Abbott is harboring in Texas and refusing to return to Minnesota to face charges.
Now, prosecutors fear that if Castro ends up getting out of a Texas jail tomorrow, he could end up heading to Mexico, where they say he has ties. He has a girlfriend there, and apparently in jailhouse phone calls had discussed buying some property there. At that point, Moriarty says that getting him back to Minnesota will be even more difficult because it will involve federal authorities at that point. We're live in Minneapolis. Mike Manzoni, Fox 9.
All right. Oh, what'd I click on? There we go. There we go. Well, I guess. So they're saying that this U.S. district judge denied Minnesota's request to keep the ICE agent detained in Texas, ruling that the state's extradition laws was premature because Texas Governor Greg Abbott has not yet officially denied the extradition request, so it's just going to expire because he didn't say one way or another. Consequently, the ICE agent charged with shooting a man in Minneapolis is eligible for release from Cameron County Jail, where he currently is, until tomorrow. Yeah, because today's Wednesday. So yeah, tomorrow he bonds out, following the expiration of Texas's 90-day detention limit for fugitives awaiting extradition. So he didn't get extradited, he can bond out, or maybe they'll just give him free bond, God only knows. But we'll see how that goes. That's technically a follow-up, and I'm sure we'll have more. Next up, accused Ballot-Stuffer surprising courtroom move. This is very entertaining. I didn't even know these people were facing these charges, because apparently they buried this news, which makes sense because they were participating in shenanigans in 2019 as well as 2023 for some election stuff, which is always good to talk about. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about 50,000 border crossers being arrested in July, as well as this ICE agent, like I said, follow-up video. ICE agent's currently in jail in Texas. Minnesota wants him extradited. Greg Abbott is looking the other way. ICE agent's going to bond out tomorrow, and we'll probably have a follow-up. Either way, happen in the chat. Oh, and really quick, thank you so much, Guessum, for the $20 over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Guessum. Thank you so much. It says, just say hi to my hooligan fam on Rumblito. Is that what it is? The Rumblito. Very nice. Thank you so much, Guessum. I appreciate you. Reading through. Yes, Snooks, I know. I read them out loud. Zero, Greg Abbott isn't as good as people think he is. He's letting the towel. Oh, interesting. Almost got me, Zero. You almost got me. Guess fuck Minnesota, come get him. Yeah, well, and that's kind of the position they're in. He's it's really interesting because he's an ICE agent, so obviously he understands what it's like to be inside of a correctional facility. And so while he was incarcerated, he was making phone calls saying, yeah, babe, go buy that property down in Mexico. I'm getting out on Thursday and we're going on vacation and we ain't coming back. Saying this shit on the jail phone. And I know those people were so mad about it, but that's, there ain't shit they could do. That girl looks like, that woman looking like a Ellen Degenerate. She's gonna have to show up in Texas, come pick him up personally. What's up, Peyton? Happy freedom to you. Peyton, short guy syndrome? Yeah. That's rough to deal with for everybody. Trickster, don't put that shit on my screen. I don't even think it's gonna remove it. It's not. Stuck that bullshit right on my fucking screen. What's up, Roy? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Jess Heat? Happy freedom to you. Guess lying is illegal in Minnesota. Does Walls know this? Nah, I don't think so. It's okay when they do it. Don't you know how this works, Guess When they do it, it's fine. It's encouraged, actually. They get promotions and shit. And it encourages you to do it. But then when you do it, you get arrested. And, that's the way it goes. And that's basically the news. Roy, Abbott don't give a crap. He's about done. Yeah. Well, and a lot of people were saying this years ago because we were covering a lot of Greg Abbott because, focus was on closing the border and stuff. And when he was up there putting buoys in the Rio Grande and fighting the federal government about closing the border and whatever, remember they were telling the news that Greg Abbott was having ICE agents and Border Patrol agents shoving children back into the Rio Grande, causing them to die because they were drowning. Don't you guys remember we were covering that? And it was like for weeks they were saying that shit. Kind of like when they were showing the horses and he had stirrups or whatever they're called in his hands, and then on the news they were trying to say that they were whipping illegals. on the border and all that shit. Back when that was going on and everybody was like, yeah, Greg Abbott, do the thing. There was some people in the chat that were like, yeah, well, then how come he was letting border crossers come into the country and then shipping them north, shipping them to other locations instead of shipping them back home? And, yeah, I don't have an argument for that. So, yeah, I know not everybody is a big fan of Greg Abbott. Well, Peyton, I hope you're right. Trickster, you think he's a clown? Yeah. I know. Jasmine Crockett called him Hot Wheels or something like that, and that pissed a bunch of people off. Jesse, birds of a feather. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Master Dork, wow. We covered all that stuff. I'm not just making it up. We actually covered it. Feeling froggy. Just another thing that Trump is doing that they don't want, even though it's old and needs major remodel. Yeah, they'd rather watch the Kennedy Center collapse on itself than watch President Trump fix it. It's just like the reflection pool and all of that. They were saying that thing was burning like 40,000 gallons a day, leaking it into the ground. I'm kind of surprised that there's not structural issues if that's the actual case. That's what they were saying when it was being renovated. And even though the LG and the bullshit and the stuff and the liner and Durka, all that shit, you know, ended up being a problem, it still wasn't leaking 45,000 gallons of water a day. That was solved. That was solved in the beginning. These other problems are more like cosmetic issues, but they care so much about the water when it comes to data centers. They don't care so much about the water when the reflection pool's leaking and President Trump wants to fix it. So, you know, and then they don't even talk about that. They don't talk about that at all. After it got renovated the first time, they just stopped bringing it up. They were like, look at his stupid reflecting pool. It's the blue liner is coming up. It's not leaking water. They're like, shut up, Jeff. Just shut the fuck up. All right, I'll just sit in my corner here. What's up, Canuck? Happy freedom to you. Thank you so much, Southern Eagleman, for the bits over on Twitch. You're a badass. Thank you so much for your support. All right, hooligans. What's up, Madness? Happy freedom. What's up, D? Happy freedom to you, Madness. Thank you for the cookie over on Pilled. You're a badass. Thank you so much. Next up, we have accused Ballot-Stuffer surprising courtroom move. Now, I don't think it's that surprising, but she got a deal. She didn't take it. She's going to go to trial and face 500 years. Now, I don't know if she's got something clever up her sleeve or she's just stupid. This woman did do some ballot stuff, and so I'm leaning towards the stupid side, but hit that like button. Let's get into this.
Remember her? Bridgeport's alleged ballot stuffer, Wanda? She got a face you don't forget. Johnny sure hasn't.
Wanda. Yes. Arrested for ballot fraud. What's going on?
Stop following me.
Excuse me. Wanda, what's going on? Wanda, you were also caught stuffing. What happened? Wanda?
Oh, she be stuffing all right.
Wanda, don't you want to come clean? Wanda, what about the person whose ballot you've been having for 10 years? Wanda? Wanda, what happened? Wanda, don't run me over, Wanda.
Turns out Wanda doesn't talk. She only stuffs. So when they hauled her into court a few years back, Wanda pulled a Fauci.
Is that you walking out the front doors of 999 Broad Street? And did you deposit completed absentee ballots not belonging to you on the in the drop box on that date and time?
Those ballots have Wanda staring down nearly 100 counts. Ballot stuffing, fraud, voting as people who never showed up. Enough to lock her up for good. Most people might lay low. Not our girl. She's a fighter. Out on bail, she got arrested again. Tried to scare off a witness, allegedly. Which brings us to today, when Wanda waltzed back into court to pay the piper. But the piper wasn't asking much. A judge laid out a deal. 3 years and it'll go away. But Wanda wanted to gamble, so she passed on the deal and rolled the dice on a trial.
With respect to those pleas, you would serve 8 years of incarceration. However, that would be suspended after serving 3 years with 3 years of probation. You understand that to be real?
Yes.
Having considered all of that information and speaking with your attorney, you wish to reject the state's offer?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bad bet. If she loses, she's looking at up to 500 years. But the Stuffer's not sweating. Sources tell us the system's so backed up, she won't see a jury till the end of next year, after the election, of course. Remember, arresting Wanda's the easy part. You can cuff her, you can take her to court, you can lock her up, but there's always another Wanda. Lucky for us, they're running out of road because Trump has been fighting to tighten up mail-in voting, and today, or it was Monday, the Supreme Court sided with him 6-3, which means the feds can finally put together a citizenship list to prevent ballots heading to people who aren't eligible. So the next time someone pulls a stunt like Wanda's, there's finally a list and an AG ready to prosecute. Fight's not over, though. Democrats are still trying to block the last part, tighter Postal Service rules, because you can't fix mail-in voting without the post office. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the
All right. That should be big news, but it's not really, because they don't want the public to think that there's a chance that there could be inaccuracies in our elections. Now, I got a shit ton of stuff I wrote down for this because I had to look it up because I didn't know about any of this stuff. So let me dig through my notes here. Every day I do 8 rounds or more of homework, basically. It's like I do 8 book reports every day. Anyways, they're saying Wanda somebody, her name is a mess. That last name is a mess. But Wanda somebody, as well as Councilman Alfredo Castillo or Mr. Alfredo here, and I think that's his first name. Just, I don't know, you better watch out. Better watch Alfredo here. Either way, both of them rejecting their plea deal that they were offered, if I could talk, opting for jury trials in this election fraud case, turned down a proposed sentence of 3 years in prison, suspended after 3 years, followed by 3 years of probation, which that's a mess too. When I looked it up, it said that they're offering her 8 years in prison, but if she serves 3, then they'll suspend the rest of the 8 and she'll spend 3 years on probation after she gets out. Now, she rejected that plea deal. So she's facing a potential maximum penalty of 500 years of incarceration if convicted at trial. Her defense attorney, John Somebody, stated that the state's offer was rejected and that the case has been placed on the trial list. The other guy, Castillo, Mr. Alfredo over there, he also rejected a similar plea deal offering an 8-year suspended sentence. Both defendants are accused of manipulating absentee ballots during the 2019 and the 2023 Bridgeport Democratic mayoral primaries, actions that previously led a judge to overturn the 2023 primary results, which that should have been big news, but I don't remember hearing any of that. Now, Wanda somebody, she's facing a total of 96 counts across 2 election cycles. 2023 mayoral primary is 92 counts. Let me see. Of the 96, she's facing 42 counts possession of ballots and envelopes restricted, unlawfully possessing other voters' absentee ballots, 22 counts of misrepresenting eligible requirements for voting by absentee ballot, 17 counts of being present when an absentee ballot application executes an absentee ballot, which I don't know what that means. Watching someone fill out a ballot, 9 counts of conspiracy to commit possession of ballots and envelopes restricted, 2 counts of fraudulent voting, charges for absentee ballot misuse during the 2019 race, which is 1 count of violation of conditions of her release, because she had already been in trouble and then she got arrested again. So she's got a mess of charges. She's facing 500 years in prison. They were going to give her 8, but if she did 3, she'd get out and have 3 years of probation. Now she's facing 500 years, and they're not going to put the deal back up. She rejected the deal, so it's out the window. So she's either going to be innocent or she's going to be serving 500 years in prison. And she's on camera doing it. I mean, that's allegedly her on camera, face and all, stuffing the ballot box. I don't know. It's not up to me. Very interesting. We'll see what happens. Next up, we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Ghostly, and it's titled, Khajiit has wares if you have coin. It's coming up next. So first, we're going to be hopping in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the life of a ballot stuffer, allegedly. What's up, Sam? Happy freedom to you. What's up, 10 Man? Happy freedom to you. Here, Juicer, what are you in for? Stealing elections. Sam, it's serious time. Yeah, 500 years. Yeah, absolutely. Zero. I had too much caffeine. I slam this energy stuff, this crap I put in my water bottles. I drank it too fast and now I'm all vibrating molecules right here. Sam, I like stuff in the ballot box. Yeah, when they're in a good mood and whatnot, Come on, babe, I just want to play some stolen election. Thank you so much, High Plains Drifter, for the $5 over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, High Plains Drifter. Thank you so much for your support. It says, life is tough, but it's tougher when you are stupid. John Wayne. That's right. Thank you so much, High Plains Drifter. You are right. What's up, Enter User? Happy freedom to you. Peyton, she wants to be a lifer. She's about to be a lifer. Oh, awesome, Cass. Looking forward to it. For the attacks on Wanda Getter Pataki. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds obnoxious. Royce, you better start talking. She's going to snitch on her buddy that just rejected the plea as well. I wonder what they told her. Nah, don't take the plea deal. Face the 500 years. What do they got up their sleeve? What's up, Ma Bell? Happy freedom to you. For the Texan, Abbott has done a lot for Texas, more than... Is it Beto would have done? Yeah, I don't live there, so I don't really have a dog in the fight. What's up, Addie Walker? Happy freedom to you. Roy, there weren't ballots, they were wedding invites. Is that what it was? She's there in the middle of the night trying to make sure everybody was going to show up to the wedding. She's going to marry her cousin. High Plains Drifter, I'm not a nice person, but I'm a very nice person. That's right. I'm not a nice person, but I'm a good person. What's up, Andrew? Happy freedom to you. Right Mind, thank you so much for the jewels over on YouTube. Really appreciate you, Right Mind. Thank you so much. What's up, Mike Ingalls? Happy freedom to you. Andrew, welcome to the post-America era. What is that? Feeling froggy. Are you responding to somebody? Why do so many stupid people seem like they're succeeding? I don't know. I think society's really soft, and if you have the right labels and stuff, you can get your special treatment. And I think that it's happened so much that people have gotten used to kind of throw yourself out there and grab as much free shit as you possibly can, and then if any kind of consequences show up, just plead ignorance and talk a whole bunch about poor me, and there's a potential chance that people will blame your problems and not blame you, and then you get away with your free shit, or maybe some free shit, right? So if you go to grab a bunch of stuff and they only give you a few things, well, you still win, you know? So I don't know. It's kind of like these politicians we cover. They get millions of doll hairs and stuff. They commit what we would consider treason, and then when they get busted, they're facing 10 years in prison that they're never going to do, and then like $100,000 in fines that's like stolen, corrupt, criminal money, and they got millions of dollars, so you only got to pay back $100,000. The millions it made, you can keep that. And it's like, it's a joke. It is a joke, but I can't help it. I have integrity. I don't like doing bad things. It's not even about getting away with it. I just don't like doing bad things. Anyways, moving forward here, like I said, we got our midlife break. Let's get this pulled up. Like I said, this is our midlife break. This was provided by Ghostly, and it's titled Khajiit Has Wares If You Have Coin.
Warm sands, friend. Need something? Take a look. May your road lead you to warm sands.
You know, it smelled like skooma in there. Getting back into the news here. Next up, we have MAGA activists doused with blue paint during chaotic clash with protesters in LA Starbucks. Now I'm going to make the volume proper on this, but it is going to be a bunch of screaming and people acting like assholes. Just so you know, that's your volume warning. Now before we get into this, I want to remind you hooligans really quick. If you'd like to join the membership program over on Rumble and become an official hooligan, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you cannot see the big red subscribe button. So you got to open a browser, go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We have chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. Getting into this next video here, like I said, MAGA activists, self-proclaimed, I don't know, these guys, as far as I know, are not boots on the ground like the people we've been covering for the last few years, but they're MAGA supporters of sorts, I suppose, and they are being attacked by assholes. Once again, it's titled MAGA activists doused with blue paint during chaotic clash of protesters in the LA Starbucks. They should have known when they walked into Starbucks that they were going to be getting harassed by liberals. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
You got it. Go.
Hey! Stop! Hey! Stop! You gonna call the police now, bud?
Okay. There's a lot of people here. Hey!
Hey, leave him alone! Y'all support MAGA? Y'all support MAGA? You promote violence. You promote division. We never attacked anybody. Yes, you do. Every teen is a Catholic, and you're promoting violence in this country. You're promoting division in this country. We will always stand for free speech. You're a terrorist. You're a terrorist. You're a terrorist. You're not going to be a Constitution. I have more. I have 10 more. White supremacists are standing against Jake Lang and Dearborn. That's all I'm saying. We don't
Hey, get out!
Nazis are against Jake. Your mother should have swallowed you, you piece of shit. You are scum. You're scum, you terrorist.
Pieces
You
of shit. Get the
Yeah, free Palestine.
Can you please help us? We've been stuck in here with putting peppers. This is new pepper spray. Thank God the police are here.
Hey, he threw punches too.
No.
Yes, they did. They're violent. They're violent terrorists. And they want social media to see this. They're trying to do this so social media will go viral. They do this to go viral. You're getting paid by billionaires to do this. You're getting paid by millionaires to do this. You are divisive. You're getting paid by millionaires to do this. You want this to be online. You want this to be on the internet because you are trying to stoke division. You are stoking division. You're stoking division. You care about free speech as long as it's you. You don't want the Palestinians to Oh, they got a car in this room and everything. Give us some space. Space.
All right. I don't know. They got some patience. What I don't understand is if somebody throws a liquid on you, that is considered assault because they're, being kinetic with you and stuff. If you were to throw a haymaker right into that guy's esophagus, is that self-defense? Because, he's in the middle of being assaulted. Both of them were. They were both being assaulted. And they were obviously in a dangerous situation, right? They're in a room full of people being aggressive to them and trying to intimidate them. Maybe could be considered menacing or, something along those lines. So it's I kind of feel like if he was to throw a haymaker real quick, just a little jabby jab or something, I think, and I can't give legal advice, but I would assume that could be considered self-defense because of the situation. But they also don't look like the type of people that know how to throw punches. So at least they made it out of there safe. They're a little blue. It'd be all right, but I don't know. What a mess. Either way, crazy's assaulting these so-called MAGA streamers with blue paint, being aggressive to them, and then started screaming at them that they were terrorists like a psychopath. Whoever that was screaming that. And then Officer Doofy shows up and arrests nobody. Nobody was arrested as far as I could tell from the video. So it's fine to assault people if you're dressed out in black bloc, I guess. Anyways, next up, flock cameras help crack Vero Beach murder case as suspect captured in West Virginia. Now that title is pure propaganda. They want you to love those flock cameras. But either way, this 33-year-old man killed his ex-wife and then fled to West Virginia because I guess that's the place to go when you're on the run. Anyways, it's coming up next. First, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about these so-called MAGA streamers facing off with potentially Antifa. It could be. It was LA. And it was Starbucks. Go sleep. For all you know, that shit is toxic. Yeah, they could be throwing chemicals on you to harm you. Yeah. Well, actually, we covered a story months ago where a guy had his buddy or his brother or his friend or somebody, we'll call him the ex-boyfriend, pulls up with an associate of sorts in the passenger seat and then had the buddy run up into the yard or run up to the house and throw acid into his ex-girlfriend's face and change the way she looked permanently. And yeah, if these assholes run up dumping liquid on you, I mean, it could be a situation like that. And I would think you'd be able to defend yourself. But again, it's not up to me. Can't advocate for violence. I'm just saying it shouldn't be okay for you to get your ass kicked without getting some punches into. Thank you so much, Handy News, for the raid over on Rumble. You're a badass. Thank you so much for the raid. Let's grab your link really quick. Getting raided out here. Love it. You guys go follow Handy News. Real quick, there's a link. Go do the thing. Thank you so much, Handy News, for the raid. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Getting it, Klaus Daniels. Gotta get this. Raid. Getting it. Raid. Gotta get it, Klaus Daniels. Uh-huh. Raid. Thank you so much for the raid. You're a badass. Handy News. Welcome, Raiders. Hit that like button on your way in. I was trying to get Klaus Daniels to participate, but he's mad at me because I didn't give him the fancy feast. Either way, we are between videos right now. Next up, they're giving credit to flock cameras, but this 33-year-old smoked his ex-wife in Florida and then fled to West Virginia. Like I said, it's coming up next, but right now we're hopping in the chat. Ghostly, the acid attack, yeah. It's not the same thing Hair Juicer does when he goes to music festivals, but yeah, we covered that story. I can't remember if it was the ex-boyfriend's brother or cousin or buddy, co-worker. Could have been anything, you know. Hair Juicer, the Blue MAGA group, they should totally go do that. Capitalize on their situation. So the Newman, appreciate you joining us over on the website. Zero Fort Wayne in Indiana voted down flock camera contract. Found out they track your movements. Yeah. There's a lot of places that are voting, you know, well, not participating in contracts with it, but a lot of people say that it's going to end up being kind of like a tool that they have to use. Like they don't get to choose what tools are, you know, ability to be used. What do you want? I don't got fancy feast right here, buddy. You go lay your butt down. Yes, we're almost there. Almost there. That's what she said. Reg, I don't think it matters at that point. Yeah. I mean, everyone's got to make their own decisions. I know how most people would react if you were getting swarmed by a mob of assholes and having blue paint dumped on you. Ghostly, you think it would be considered self-defense? I think so as well. Sarah, it looks like a setup for clicks. I was kind of thinking that too. So Newman, I'd rip that mask off and remember every one of them. Well, what I don't understand is why didn't the cop do anything? That cop was right there. I mean, right there. Why didn't he arrest anybody? You know? What's up, Rib Dog? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Nana Bear? Happy freedom to you. Sweating. Doing that Trump dance to get you sweating. Burning those calories. What's up, Countryman? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Arma? What's up, Mothers? Happy freedom to you, Hooligans. What's up, Monica? Happy freedom to you. You're badass. Handy News. Thank you for that raid. What's up, Salty Zipper? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Neurodivergent? Happy freedom to you. What's up, TV Green? Happy freedom. Appreciate all of you hooligans sliding through. What's up, Watchman? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Ducky? What's up, Liquor? Happy freedom. Happy freedom to you, DEFCON, if I can get you already. What's up, Max Anger? Happy freedom. Appreciate all of you guys showing up for this late live today. Master Dark tried to sing. No, I always got to do the raid. Got to do the raid. What's up, Daywalker? Happy freedom to you. Feeling froggy during Nick Shirley live today, Sacramento. They left pepper. The left pepper sprayed themselves, and it was hilarious. They do that. Back in the early 2020s, they would set themselves on fire all the time. There's a couple gifs of it, but it was like a regular occurrence that these guys would be setting themselves on fire. Meow. I know, buddy. I know. Klaus wants that fancy feast. Either way, moving forward here, like I said, 33-year-old smoked his ex-girlfriend in Florida, fled to West Virginia. That's what the title should say, but no, they want all the credit to be given to flock cameras because they are desperate for you to be on board with flock cameras. They're like, hey, the left hates flock cameras. That means you guys gotta love the flock cameras, but I think it's all bullshit. I think it's all government surveillance, and it's not right. Hit that like button. Let's get into this. We'll try it again with audio.
A multi-state manhunt for a man accused of killing a Vero Beach woman has finally come to a conclusion, and investigators are now revealing how they were able to track him down. The sheriff there, they say Matthew Wagel had traveled by Greyhound bus to Orlando, then took an Uber to Vero Beach, and that's where he's accused of killing his ex-girlfriend. CBS 12 News reporter Antoinette Delbell joining us live tonight from the Indian River County Sheriff's Office, where earlier they held a news conference. And Annie, what did you learn?
Well, investigators say that suspect thought this murder through, taking buses and Ubers to get to Vero Beach. And the sheriff says license plate readers are what helped track him down. Indian River County Sheriff's deputies say this surveillance video shows suspected killer Matthew Wagel right after an Uber dropped him off in Don Kriskevic's Vero Beach neighborhood Sunday morning, just moments before they say he gunned her down in front of her home.
He was there for 10, 15 minutes tops. He murdered her in cold blood in the street.
Sheriff Eric Flowers says Wagel jumped on a Greyhound bus to West Virginia, where he hid out in a motel. Detectives say he left behind this gun used in the murder that belonged to his ex-wife. She then led detectives to Wagel's motel room, where U.S. Marshals took him into custody Wednesday night. Investigators say the Real-Time Crime Center and license plate readers played a key role in tracking his movements.
We got a murderer behind bars because of this. We've got him on video, on Ring doorbells, on a variety of different security cameras.
Detectives say Dawn and Wagel had been in an on-again, off-again relationship that she had recently ended, and Flowers believes that was the motive for the killing.
It's all about power control, domestic violence. She had actually told her coworkers out at the hair salon, if he calls, if he shows up, I want nothing to do with him.
The sheriff says there are a lot of details to still work out in the investigation, including if Wagel's ex-wife is connected to the murder. Well, now detectives are working to bring Wagel back to Indian River County to face charges. There's no timeline on when that'll happen. Reporting live from the Indian River County Sheriff's Office, Antoinette Delbell, CBS 12 News.
Okay. Well, like I said, there's spent a lot of time giving credit to flock cameras because it's all a bunch of flock camera propaganda. They couldn't even tell you about the story. They're just too worried about these stupid flock cameras. Either way, they're saying this 33-year-old asshole traveled by Uber to Florida and then shot and killed his ex-wife. I said his girlfriend, his ex-wife, in front of her house. He then traveled by bus to West Virginia, and in his hotel, then they raided his hotel room, which I have the body cam footage. I just can't show you guys until Saturday because YouTube and Twitch will think it's live and they'll think that it's graphic content and all this stupid shit, and I can't deal with that today. And so we covered this, but on Saturday we're going to cover the body cam footage. It's not graphic, but I just can't show it today. But it is entertaining. But either way, they raided his hotel room. That's how they arrested him. Now they give credit to the flock cameras, talking about how they're tracking him and all of that. But then when you think about it, he didn't drive. He didn't drive. He traveled by Uber and then he traveled by bus to do the whole thing. So the flock cameras weren't even tracking him. They're tracking the vehicles. I assume it was security footage, probably witnesses, people like, situations like normal stuff, tips that come in on how they bust these criminals during the investigation. That probably led them to be like, oh, he took an Uber. And then they probably used the flock system to track the Uber. And then again, he smoked her. Then he got on a bus. Probably saw him at the bus station. Probably found out he bought a ticket using a credit card or something like that. Then use the flock cameras to track the bus, right? But they're like, nah, if it wasn't for the flock cameras, we'd have never caught him. Like, we didn't have a time prior to flock cameras. It's all propaganda, but that's okay. Like I said, on Saturday, we'll play the body cam footage because it's kind of entertaining watching him get arrested in his hotel room. Either way, next up, Montana man kills 8 of his family members during Sunday dinner. Rough stuff. It's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this asshole who smoked his ex-wife in Florida and then fled to West Virginia. Sam, every crime is solved because of flock cameras nowadays? Yeah, exactly. It's so bad. It's just propaganda. Ghostly, why would they track his movement with a camera when he had a cell phone to order the Uber with? Yeah. Because the flock cameras are so great, and Orange Man, he's bad. That's what they say. Rib Dog, his only real crime was riding a Greyhound to West Virginia. He could have went anywhere, and he went there. He wanted to go hang out in the mountains. He was trying to find Mothman. That's what he was doing. Oh, I appreciate you, Handy News. Thank you. Rib Dog, so they tracked a bus? Yeah. They don't make it real obvious with the way that they explain everything. DEFCON, flock cameras is entrapment. That's what I was saying the other day. I don't see how it's not entrapment. Because people argue the invasion of privacy thing. It's not an invasion of privacy because you're considered in the public. But and the way I explained it yesterday, if you put a camera up, a 24-hour running camera, and you pointed that at your neighbor's house and you left it there for a week, they would be able to get you for stalking. At least, something along those lines. So it's not okay for the police to do it either. The government to surveil us, it's not. It's entrapment. I completely agree. Countryman, it's not just flocks. Folks in your own town, city government with traffic cameras doing the same exact thing, and also multiple companies. Yeah. It's true. They've had these roadway surveillance, license plate readers. They had some sort of technology the last time I was in Florida, which was it was like 15 years ago. Probably more than that, honestly. It's probably more than 15 years ago. They have these like poles on the freeway in Florida, and there's little signs that say electronic speeding device or something like that. And I don't know what the hell they are because I don't be speeding, so I never got to find out. But they've had these kind of tools forever. Or like, what do they call a toll road, right? Toll roads got cameras. People put those covers on their license plate so they can blow the toll road, and supposedly the camera can't read their license plate. So yeah, this isn't exactly new. And Flock is not the only one doing it, but so much propaganda going on that you can call it a flock camera and everybody knows what you're talking about. Eddie Walker, appreciate you being omnipresent. Zero, oh yeah, Tim Curry. Yeah, Tim Curry died today. Well, it was announced today. When do you think they're going to announce Mitch McConnell? You guys. Moving forward here, like I said, Montana man kills 8 of his family members during dinner, or somewhere around dinner. Now, before we get into this, I'm going to remind you, hooligans, really quick, that you should go join jeffmaclive.com. Go set up your profile and create posts for Hooligans Alley, the forums, and the group chats. Plus, watching the live is a lot more fun with memes and gifs in the chat. There's tons of stuff to do and new things happening every day. Select a free membership to get started. So I'm going to grab this link really quick so you guys can go and join up. It's the place to be. And this next story is real interesting, in my opinion. There we go. There's the link. Go do the thing. Go do the thing. Let's get this pulled up.
Man, this is a...
All right. Once again, Montana man kills 8 of his family members during dinner, and then he burned the house down. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
Man, this is a really difficult story. 8 members of one family are dead, including 4 children, after a family dinner turned into a mass shooting in Billings, Montana. According to the Billings Gazette, police say the 44-year-old gunman opened fire on his own family before then setting the house on fire. It's my understanding that the family does not want the gunman named. I won't be using his name in this video out of respect for them. Victims were from 4 generations of a blended family, and they ranged in age from just 7 years old to 92 years old. Among those killed were 4 children. 13-year-old Owen, 15-year-old Landon, 12-year-old Charlotte, and 7-year-old Chloe. A family friend says that 12-year-old Charlotte was the one who called 911. She was just about to enter the 7th grade. So according to a family member who spoke with the Associated Press, the gunman had been asked to move out of his parents' home weeks earlier. He returned Sunday evening while the family was gathered for their weekly dinner. After the shooting, the house was completely engulfed in flames. He set everything on fire, making the investigation and the recovery painstakingly more difficult. The gunman died from what police are saying was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now, this community is coming together. A family is grieving the loss of 8 people, from a little girl to a great-grandmother. Investigators say that they're trying to piece together exactly what caused this, what led up to the shooting. The Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office is leading the investigation, and at this point, they have not publicly established a motive. We know that the gunman had recently been asked to move out of the home, but investigators have not said whether that was the main factor in the shooting. A press conference is scheduled for today, Wednesday, when we could see police provide more information about the timeline, the fire, and what led up to the killings. I'm going to include some of the GoFundMes from the families. I know, I used to live in Billings. It is a small community. People really care about each other, and you're 6 degrees of separation away from just about everybody. And so this community is deeply grieving, and I'll continue following the story as more information comes out.
Okay. So I went and got the details about this story. They're saying 8 family members were killed, including 4 children, after this mass shooting that took place at the dinner table. The kids were 13 years old, 15 years old, 12 years old, and 7 years old. The 44-year-old man is the suspect. He was asked to move out of the home. They mentioned that multiple times. They don't know that that was directly the cause of the shooting, or the motivation or whatever, but they mention it, kind of implying that's what it could be. They say the 12-year-old was the one that called 911, and that's all they say. The 12-year-old is also listed as one of the victims that died. So that was probably the last, it's the last time they used the phone, and that's what they used it for, which is really crazy. They say that the shooter smoked everybody, set the house on fire, and then smoked himself. When I looked it up, it said that the victims was a grandmother, his grandmother, his parents, his younger sister, his ex-wife, and their 2 children who was smoked. But then it says the family spokesperson, whose ex-wife, talking about the victim, and 2 children were among the dead. So that means that shithead who shot everybody, it's his ex-wife was one of the victims, and their 2 kids. But the living spokesperson, that's also his ex-wife, and then their 2 kids. So I think there was 4 kids involved. It's his 2, and then the spokesperson's 2. And they don't really say that very clearly, but that's all the information I put together. That's what it's looking like. Is the living individual who must not have been at the house at the time. They both are exes to the woman that was shot, and they both got 2 kids with that woman. Both sets of kids died in the mass shooting. So that's a whole mess, but I already figured it out for you. Let me see. The spokesperson described the shooter as a hermit and stated that there was multiple warning signs and had been reported, but it was ignored by authorities and relatives. And now he smoked those 8 people, and this living individual, he just lost 2 of his kids because this 40-year-old asshole didn't want to move out. 44-year-old asshole. But either way, that's a mess of a story. Next up, we got Lefties Losing It, and it is Rita. Today it's titled, Jelly Roll tries to win over a liberal crowd with lame Trump jokes. Those are the only kind of Trump jokes, the lame ones. Anyways, it's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this 44-year-old that lost his marbles. Ghostly, what the fuck? I'm a hermit. That has nothing to do with anything. Well, I wasn't going to speak on it, Ghostly. I was like, how many times do you got to go outside a week to not be a hermit? Me asking those kind of questions told me all I needed to know. Wrench, did a voice tell him to do it? It was probably postpartum, he's probably in a psychosis. I don't want to start that shit. We're going to make people mad. Zero, same here, and I would never do anything like that. Yeah. Well, I assume the spokesperson fella probably wasn't very fond of the shooter prior to him becoming the shooter, right? Because they're both banging the same girl at some point in their timeline because they both have kids with her. And you know how that goes. You know how relationships are. So, I mean, leave it to the living individual to talk bad about the dead one, you know? So it is what it is. Hair Juicer Illinois has signs saying that they have speed cameras, but they don't. What do they call that? It's a... I can't remember what it's called now, to try and get you not to do it. I cannot think of the word right now. A deterrent. Zero, move out and support yourself. No. Kill everybody instead. Yeah, that's basically how it went from the way it sounds. Zero, yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. Thank you so much, High Plains Drifter, for the $5 hairs over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, High Plains Drifter. Thank you so much for everything. It says, Nana Bear is good people. Oh, I know. You ain't got to tell me. I already know about Nana Bear. They're awesome. Thank you so much, High Plains Drifter. I really appreciate you. What's up, Air? Happy freedom to you. I'm Hermetic, Gnostic, Hermit 2. I don't know what that is, but that's all right. We're happy to have you, Air. What's up, Amber May Show? Happy freedom to you. Magic Moon, are we all hermits? Ever since they locked us inside our house. Paying how much you want to bet pharmaceuticals are involved with the 44-year-old mass murderer? Probably. You think he's on SSRIs or whatever they're called? Amber May, not a fan of Jelly Roll now? Yeah. I've never thought Jelly Roll was that great, but then they show him going through his transformation. I thought he was going to be twerking on stage for the next Harris campaign. We'll still see. When they brought Eminem out for Harris, I knew. I knew. They got these celebrities wrapped around their finger. They must have big dirt on them. What's up, Abby Girl? Happy freedom to you. Cass, see, that's the issue. Why don't authorities step in? I have no idea. It is very frustrating for me to sit here and cover the news every day and watch bad guys get away with all kinds of shit. And I've been jammed up for so many things that I didn't do and had to sit through the process and go through the nonsense just to figure out I didn't do shit and I shouldn't have had to deal with it in the first place. Because people don't hesitate when it comes to me. I got a face that makes people want to call the police, and I hate it. I hate it. Pure Blood, happy freedom to you. Gonna have to draw a diagram. Pull up a little slideshow. Klaus Daniels, go get the dry erase markers. Countryman, appreciate you being with us today. Countryman says he's making us dinner tonight. Looking forward to it. We'll be eating Wesco. It's been a long day. Cass, bet it was SSRIs. Definitely could have been. What's up, Plastic Quack? Happy freedom to you. Plastic Quack, Jelly Roll took too much Ozempic and lost his marbles. I think Capitol Hill got to him. They're like, how famous you want to be? And unzips their pants. What's your name? We'll go with Sona. Sona? Sauna? We'll go with Sauna. Happy freedom to you. If I could read, it'd make my job a lot easier. Wrench, it was aliens. He was just in a psychosis, you guys. That's what happened. Just like Lindsay Clancy, you know. He didn't mean to do it. It just happened. It was just a little depression. Stupid. Either way, let's get into lefties losing it. While I'm getting this pulled up, what color is Rita wearing today? Load. Let's see. Peyton, what is that word? Manglage? I probably shouldn't have said that out loud. You guys always trying to trick me. Pure blood going with red and dark blue. Together? Could be. It could be. Peyton going with black today. God sign, happy freedom to you. Going with blue today. Magic Moon going with blue and yellow. Lots of blue today. Watchman going with green. What's up, Uncle Dougie? Happy freedom to you. Going with Trump gold. There you go. Max Anger. Claws gold and black. Yes, it could be. Peyton manglage. I mangle the English language for my humor. The manglage. I like that. TV Green going with white and red today. HB going with lavender. Very nice. Zero going with canary yellow. Wrench, Wiener Wednesday, brown and yellow. You guys, I forgot it was Wiener Wednesday. You're supposed to go out there and get you a fine wienering today. I can't remember the article we covered, the story we covered talking about that. Sam going with magenta. Mm-hmm. Here's user chunky peanut butter. It was smooth. It was smooth last time. Today it's chunky. It's the chunky stuff. Plastic going with Rumble Green today. One day I'll get it right. I believe in you. Today could be your day. High Plains Drifter Klaus is looking. What do you see? Are you looking at me like that? You better fix yourself. It's okay. No matter what Klaus sees on the screen, it's gray. So don't look to him for answers. You can't cheat using the Klaus. I've thought this all the way through. Nana Bear going with Hunter Green today. High Plains Drifter, bright pink in a white shirt. You could be right. Pure Blood. Oh yeah, that person was a mayor. I forgot. And they got in trouble for texting their coworker. No, they text like a sheriff or something like that. Captain of the police force. Happy Wiener Wednesday. Something about a wienering. I don't know. Love it. I don't know. Omar going with purple today. Happy freedom to you. Master Door going with pink with white and skin colored shirt. And there you go. Meow. Meta caramel colored candy corn. Just in time for Halloween. Canuck border crosser brown. Oh, you're a fuck. You're a fucker for that one. Fuck. That's funny. Did everybody guess their guesses that they're guessing today? Plastic got tattooed? Can I help you? What? Are you making an announcement? Let them know. Let them know how you feel. Who did it? It's the butler. All right, buddy. God, he needs all the attention. Let's make sure everybody gets their guesses. And then I can let you guys know who won and who did not. What's up, Jacob? Happy freedom to you. Jacob, what color is Rita wearing today? Damn, Canuck got me. Green Eye's going with orange today. We're going to give Jacob a second here. Aw, you lurking? Opting out? I suppose. All right, today, Rita's got on that white Supreme Pizza outfit. And you guys didn't even guess that. There's a lot of pink. There's a lot of pink. Either way, hit that like button. Let's get into this. Just look at her giving you the sexy eyes, you hooligans.
You're watching the Rita Panahi Show, and it's time for Lefties Losing It. Let's start with academic, author, and hard left simpleton Scott Galloway. I love this guy for being unintentionally hilarious. He's the type that's convinced himself that he's the smartest man in any room, a man in his 60s with the worldview of a hysterical teenage girl brainwashed by TikTok.
I think Gavin Newsom is going to be our president. I think we're a looksist, sexist, racist country. And I think tall, I think the only thing I'm fairly confident about is the Democratic nominee will be a straight white man over 6 feet tall.
Do you think in general the country is racist and sexist in 2026?
Yeah.
That characterizes us in a general way?
Well, okay. I don't see any reason why Secretary Clinton lost to Donald Trump other than sexism. I think if she'd had a dick, she'd be our president.
Hillary was just a brilliant candidate, except for being uniquely awful, unlikable, deeply dishonest with a track record of failure. She helped turn Libya into an open-air slave market, and she also had deep contempt for the American public, and she wasn't very good at hiding it. But sure, Scott, it was her genitals that made her lose. Now, you think Scott Galloway would learn after the Hillary disaster, but oh no, he put his hard-earned into backing the equally awful and inept Kamala Harris.
I'll tell you what I'm doing this afternoon. I'm going to bet $358,000 on Harris because on Polymarket, it's 62.38. Because my observation is that the people who go to these betting sites tend to be younger, tend to be more male.
That is delicious, as is this. This is Scott Galloway, just in recent weeks, being mugged by reality.
And I've been doxxed.
You've been doxxed? What? Tell me.
So I don't know if you've heard, but Mayor Mamdani has decided to release a list of the 950,000 residences with addresses and names that might be eligible for his pied-à-terre tax. I came out in favor of this tax. This is the definition. He's taken a legitimate source of tax revenue and he's turning it into a wanted poster. And the question I would have is, other than trying to identify and imply these people have done something wrong, and then 18 months after a healthcare CEO was executed in the street and then published the list, what is the upside here? Why is he doing this?
He did it because he's a communist, and that's what communists do. And you're just a useful idiot that is expendable. Now, let's hear from Rosie O'Donnell, who is still basking in the glory of her fill-in role on Jimmy Kimmel. She seems to think that a media industry dominated by the left is somehow hostile to the left.
I had a wonderful, wonderful time, and I want to thank Jimmy Kimmel for asking me and ABC for not canceling me. Because, you know, times are strange and companies, you know, kind of get afraid.
Now to the latest guest host of Jimmy Kimmel, and it is a surprise. This one is not painfully political or hard left. He's in fact a country singer known as Jelly Roll, who was locked up for many years, but he found God and success, and in the past has been criticised for being MAGA, so naturally he was forced to recite a typically unfunny monologue full of anti-Trump jokes.
It was the big IndyCar race hosted by the president. The cars drove through the streets of D.C., and there's Donald Trump, who apparently has never held a flag before. What a job that. How do you up waving a flag? But the president seemed to enjoy the IndyCar race, which was a real switch up for him because normally he only likes his own race.
Yep, the humiliation ritual of Jelly Roll. Real name, Jason Bradley DeFord. What a sorry sight. And unlike Rosie O'Donnell, most of his fans probably are MAGA, so this is a pretty dumb move. But maybe he thinks he'll get the Hollywood celebrity elite to love him if he just humiliates himself and his fan base a little more. The least he could do is try to be funny.
Sadly, those are the only laps Trump's been doing lately. According to the Washington Post, a lot of doctors are worried about the president's weight. Think about this, y'all. In the last few years, I've lost 300 pounds. That means I've lost an entire Donald Trump. And let's be honest, based on his approval ratings, it seems like most of the country wants to do the same thing.
The routine did not get any better. Not even dick jokes could save this train wreck.
Well, Mr. President, from one fat pig to another, take it from me that physical fitness is very important. And trust me, you'll be happy to see your penis again.
Joining me now is News Nation host Katie Pav.
All right, and that is Rita with Lefties Losing It. And that does wrap up the news. We are going to get into the fun stuff. We got our two funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Colty, and it's titled, It's Flopping Around. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Donnie, and it's titled, He's Deliberating. It's coming up next. So first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Lefties Losing It. 01 idiot. I agree. Yeah, Jelly Roll's fake. Everywhere where this video shows up, I don't even see liberals praising him or there's fake clap tracks and shit you hear in the video. It's all people just saying he looks real desperate. He's sitting up there looking real desperate. Wrench. President Trump doesn't give a fuck. He's flying around Air Force One calling the shots. Yeah, he doesn't care what Jelly Roll's doing. You see what he did with the leader of Venezuela? He's not worried about Jelly Roll. That's what I think about everything. He went and abducted another leader of a leader of another country. No consequences. No consequences at all. So these people talk all that shit about President Trump. It's like, you know, they don't want these problems. Like, not at all. Sam, I was waiting for it. What's up, Crickleberry? Happy freedom to you. Neurodivergent. Damn typos. No. What's up, Emily? Happy freedom to you. Are you tearing stuff up? Time to riot. Let's not be impatient today. You guys talking about wieners in the chat? Oh, we got a raid. Thank you so much, Glamour, for the raid. You're awesome. Let me grab your link really quick. Quick as it'll let me. I didn't realize you guys didn't tell me there was a raid. Make sure you go follow Glamour. It's pretty late for Glamour to be up. It's past your bedtime. Thank you so much for the raid, Glamour. Thank you so much for the raid, Glamour. Welcome, Raiders. Hit that like button on your way in. We are actually getting into our funny videos next. But real quick, we're reading through the chat. Snooks, we did. We've been raided by the Glamour. It was glamorous. Zero. Trump didn't abduct him. He freed him from Cuba's grip, and now he's talking. Well, we'll see. Oh my goodness, Snooks, I cannot read that out loud. Plasquack is the Glam Clam Slam? I didn't. Is that like her secret move? You guys are cracking me up today. Air was never a Jelly Roll fan anyways. Yeah. Me either. Crickleberry, you gonna follow Glamour? I suggest it. She's pretty cool. High Plains Drifter, sometimes you just gotta say, fuck all the drama. I agree. Crickleberry, no, it was fine. I'm just slow with my old man eyes over here. Defcon, he said wiener. I know. He was excited. He ain't seen it in a while. Glam signed out at the end. Well, welcome back. And happy freedom to you. What are you doing? Klaus is rambunctious right now. Glamour's here. You gonna say hi? Oh, I appreciate you, Meta. Thank you. Yeah, those bastards at the apartment stuff, because I gotta turn that paperwork in, they rejected my paperwork today. So if they don't accept it by Friday, I'm going to be homeless, and they're screwing me around so badly right now. Canuck, really? Bunny saying that she caught him. I don't even know how to read this out loud. Is it on the screen? It's probably on the screen. He was getting frisky with another dude, and he was being the girl. Gross. Gross stuff. Just grab my back tits. Ranch money sometimes makes you forget where you were. Let's see. Were is the case with all celebrities. Yeah, I forgot where they came from. It's because I think they get too much opportunity. Like, hey, you know, we'll take your dignity away, but will make you famous and wealthy, and then eventually they're just brainwashed. Paid cats and dogs on a full moon get kind of skittish like humans. Is today a full moon? Omar, who's Jelly Roll? I think he's like a country singer or a rock singer. He makes grunge music. I don't know what the labels are for him. Does he do the hick hop stuff? Do people still say hick hop? Is that still a thing? 2020 was a long time ago. Anyways, let's get into these funny videos. Like I said, we got these 2 funny videos of the day. But before we get into this, I want to remind you hooligans really quick. If you'd like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the video description. We have PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals. Buy me a coffee. You can send something to the P.O. Box, or you can even send crypto. Let's get these funny videos pulled up. Now, this first one is provided by Colty. Big Daddy Colty. It's titled, "It's Flopping Around."
Fucking tighten your anus. Look at this fucker. You should probably tighten your anus down, because that thing's just flopping there, bud.
I couldn't tell he was a Canadian until he said bud. Sounds like Trigger Crazy when he says bud. I haven't seen Trigger Crazy in a long time. Either way, getting into our official funny video of the day. Getting this pulled up. Load. Faster. Is this the right one? Oh, yes. I remember now. So our official funny video of the day. This was provided by Donnie, and it's titled, "He's Deliberating."
I wish to complain about this senator I bought.
Oh, yes, Mitch McConnell. What's wrong with it?
I'll tell you what's wrong with it. He's dead. That's what's wrong with it.
No, he's resting.
Look, I know a dead senator when I see one, and this senator is most definitely dead.
No, that's just what senators look like. Senators rest a great deal. It's how they get nothing done.
He hasn't moved in over 8 weeks.
He's deliberating.
When I purchased this senator, you assured me that its total lack of movement was due to it being tired from destroying democracy.
Yes, he's understandably tired. I think he looks rather statesman-like.
His body temperature is 68 degrees.
Energy conservation.
He's got a toe tag.
Voter ID.
There is a chalk outline around him.
Gerrymandering.
He's passed on. This senator is no more. He has ceased to legislate. He's expired and gone to meet his maker. He's a stiff, bereft of life, resting in peace, pushing up the daisies, kicked the bucket, shuffled off this mortal coil. He's crossed the aisle permanently and joined the silent majority. This is an ex-senator.
Death is not considered sufficient evidence that a senator can no longer serve.
Does anything?
Poor fundraising.
I want a replacement.
Certainly. How about Chuck Grassley?
He's just deliberating. Either way, that is all the coffee I had for you hooligans today. I'm going to grab this link really quick. I'm going to drop it in all the chats. We're going to read through. We get the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we are raiding out over on Rumble. He's like, but he's got a toe tag. You mean voter ID? Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. Either way, there is the link list link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, we'd really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because you got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7. And we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to all the features over on the website. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Now, like I said, we're going to read through really quick. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we are raiding out over on Rumble. Snuck's lunar eclipse tonight and tomorrow night. Well, I wonder what it's... Actually, it was just raining earlier in the live. I don't know if I'll be able to see an eclipse or not. Do you got to go and do funny stuff? You got to cut a hole in a paper or whatever? I don't know. Usually if there's an eclipse, everybody's freaking out because they think we're all going to kick the bucket. We're not going to kick the bucket when we expect it. That's not how life works. Payne, a near total partial lunar eclipse will take place overnight from Thursday the 27th to Friday the 28th. Oh, I see. So it's tomorrow? Cass. Oh, 2 nights depending on where you are? I see. Cass, baby Colty comes Friday. That's awesome. Jacob, I thought tonight was the 27th. Nah, I guess it's only 26 right now. Pickles, he just needs some milk. Yep. Just recharge his batteries a little bit. Magic Moon looks like AI. No. That was the real deal. Peyton, craving mustard. Are you pregnant? Is that what it is? Klaus. Can you hear him? He sounds like a whole buffalo. TV Green. Oh, comment. Yeah, links don't land in the chat. You might be able to see the link that you put in the chat, but nobody else can. Oh, I appreciate you, Master Dork. Enjoy the rest of your night. You want to calm down? You freaking out. He's got a whole bowl of treats. He knows that it's fancy feast time. Just go sit down. He about threw himself through the wall. Holy. Meta, what does that mean? Alright, hooligans, it is that time once again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alright, we did the thing. Let's figure out who we're raiding over on Rumble. We got raided out today. Very cool. Now, before we get into this raid, we have to cut off Twitch because the raid is against community guidelines over there. So if you're watching on Twitch, you'd like to be a part of the raid, you're welcome to join us over on Blaze X Kick Pilled Rumble YouTube or jeffmaclive.com. Otherwise, I will see you Twitch Hooligans tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Everyone else just sit tight. We got this raid coming up. Now let's double check, make sure the Twitch is no longer twitching. Itching and twitching. The fentanyl platform. Anyways, let's see who's live. What does the list say? Thank you, Zero. Amber May, Rotella, who's today? It's not going to be Handy News because Handy News is in the chat. Salty Grower is live. Smoke and Scan's live. I don't think we've ever raided Smoke and Scan. Dark Jason's live. We'll wait for Saturday. Angel's live. Misfits live. Pudgy's live. Quiet Part Podcast is live. We might have to raid them. Let me see. Third Railify is live. Klaus Daniels. I'm trying to think. You're hurting my ability. Eddie Block's live. Let's raid Smoke and Scan. Because that's right up our alley, right? Do you see this? This is a whole Klaus right here. What am I supposed to do? My coworker's getting too close to me. Anyways, we're gonna raid Smoke and Scan really quick. I don't know if we've ever raided Smoke and Scan. Today's the day. Hit that like button as soon as you land. Let's get raiding.
Milwaukee, in that particular sport, have done it because they've been bad for so long. You can only be bad for so long, and same with Cleveland. And the same thing happened with the Edmonton Oilers. For years, the Edmonton Oilers were garbage. And what happened? In 6 seasons, they got 5 #1 draft picks. And then after a while, they finally hit with Connor McDavid. For me, Taylor Hall. I mean, after a while, yeah, Taylor Hall. See, after a while, you're gonna be good at some point. Stolen car.
Where is my automobile?
What's up, plastic? What's up, Rody? Sorry, Roy died. Sorry. So that's all. That's all I'm saying. It happens in every sport. Hockey, basketball, football, baseball. Look at the Dallas Cowboys. Hi, Tina. The female was possibly 319 and possibly taken by her boyfriend. The mother was unable to provide any further. Something on a bear? Something magic? Something Jeff Mac. Yeah. So, look at the Dallas Cowboys. They went 1-15, right? Then all of a sudden, what happened? They got mad draft picks, right? Aikman came, Emmett came, Irvin came, all in a few seasons. Russell, Maryland, all in just 2 seasons. Then went to 15-1 and won the Super Bowl. So it happens. It happens a lot. And again, Milwaukee might be a team that maybe will finally win something. Maybe. But they haven't won anything yet. With all the young talent they have. And trust me, I hope they do.
Fantastic raid, you hooligans. We filled the whole chat over there. He gave us a little quiet shout out. Somebody was saying in the chat he's mostly on YouTube though. That's how I found Smoking Scam, was on YouTube. But as Rumble live streamers, we gotta stick together. Anyways, we're gonna read through the chat really quick, but we are wrapping her up. We'll be live again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Zero Smoking Scam's a decent dude. Yeah, I think so. Hey, thanks for being with us, Sam. Enjoy the rest of your day. Ghostly, I always sit tight. I don't drive a Jeep. That's right, Ghostly. That's right. Snooks, I googled it and it's tonight and tomorrow night. I get 2 opportunities to miss the eclipse. We'll see. Is it the kind of eclipse you ain't supposed to look at? Because the first thing I'm going to do is go outside and look at it, you know. I need some advice here. Appreciate you, Jacob. Thank you for being with us today. Appreciate you, Roy. Thank you, Magic Moon. Thank you, Angry God. Thank you, Nana Bear. Thank you, MU. Appreciate all of you hooligans being with us. Thank you, Cass. Thank you, Handy News. Handy News, yeah, no raid backs. I know. What's up, Boosted Flame? Happy freedom to you. He mentioned us in the chat. I think he's listening to the scanner. I think that's what was going on. He was watching feeds, flipping them on the screen. I think he was also listening to the scanner. I heard him say Nana Bear, and I heard him say Jeff Mag. And I don't know what else he said, though. The volume was a little quiet. Meta, he knows it's Fancy Feast time. Oh, yeah. Klaus Daniels is pissed. It's almost 11 o'clock. He's pissed. Zero at the lunar eclipse, you can look at it. Well, thank you for letting me know. I don't need to damage my eyes any more than I have. Oh, I see what you're saying, Jacob. Thank you for letting me know. Appreciate you, Jess Heat. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Right mind, solar eclipse requires a filter. See, all I remember is eclipse, and it makes people crazy. And it gives me a reason to go touch grass. Win-win. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you for helping me cover the news. Thank you for helping me make the news suck a little less. You guys are fantastic. Go enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to find some good food and have fun and be safe. Most of you guys is already at the end of your day. But I still hope you have fun and be safe out there. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations. Join the membership programs or purchased any merch. Really appreciate all of you hooligans. And I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.